Thanks for joining us today on Envision. I'm Deanne Conrad with Dr. Brian Maher, Superintendent of the Sioux Falls Public Schools. We talk often about this in meetings at the district level, and I know it's also an issue they talk about at the building level as well, student attendance, and how critically important that is to the success of those students and to being able to gain those skills so that a child doesn't become at risk with missing critical pieces of information in a school year, and then that compounds to be even more significant after 5 years or in middle school or those types of things. So talk a little bit about attendance in Sioux Falls, what you see, and sort of where we hope to go in the future with that.
I don't think it would surprise anybody to know that as you look at students who drop out, who become disengaged with the schooling process, generally speaking, the higher the absentee rate, the greater the likelihood that you're going to have a dropout. So we want to make sure that we're addressing that as early as we can and as often as we can as a school district for many reasons. One is it's our job to keep kids engaged in the schooling process. Two, it's going to help our graduation rates, which ultimately is going to help our community and our state if kids stay in school. Three, we've lost some of that push from a societal standpoint to keep kids in school due to budget constraints or whatever those forces were where we've lost that resource from a community standpoint of keeping kids in school. We've got to make sure that as a school district we're doing everything we can to keep those kids in our buildings. Right. And so that's part of the push that we're just beginning. Right.
And removing those barriers to students getting to school. Sometimes it's transportation issues where we know an elementary student isn't primarily responsible and can't be primarily responsible for getting themselves to school on time. They need a parent to assist in that manner. And sometimes it's a transportation issue that becomes a reason why a child can't get to school on time. Or maybe they just decide, geez, car isn't working this morning, we're just not going to go at all. So we have social workers in place and a variety of other school support personnel who can work with those families and provide resources if necessary.
Right. We have a number of different ways that we're looking at making sure that we get students to school, whether it's transportation or otherwise. We've employed a whole category of employee over years, social workers. Who would have thought 20 years ago that we need social workers in schools? But we do, and the fact of the matter is we need more than what we have.
Sure.
They're busy people right now. But the bottom line is we need our kids to be in school. One of our employees, Ben Schumacher, said, "Home is where the heart is. School is where the smart is."
I love it.
So that's going to be part of what you'll hear over and over and over again as this next year kicks off. Yeah. We need kids to be in school. Hopefully we have that support from home, and in most instances we do, but in some instances we're going to have to be somewhat of a quasi-parent as well and make sure that student understands the significance of being at school, and maybe more so the significance of what happens
when you're not
in school.
Yeah.
So that's a road that we have to travel.
Right. So we'll be working to develop that messaging and share it with various audiences in our community, everything from students to parents to business leaders. Of course, as a workforce, they want people to show up on time and be ready to work, and certainly that's an expectation we have in the schools as well, so that students have every opportunity available to learn.
I really believe that improving attendance is something that we can do. I think as a school district we can do that. We can accomplish that through the strategic plan that has arisen as certainly a goal, and we're putting strategies behind how to make that goal come to fruition. So I think over time you'll see improvement in that area.
Absolutely. Well, you miss a day, you miss a lot, so get your kids to school on time and give them the best leg up on their academic success. Thanks for joining us on Envision.